Hello mommies and daddies in the house. So in this video, I'll be dealing with immunization pain. And in case you are not one yet, please don't feel bad. Stick to the end. It's still for you. You can save the knowledge later. You can tell your parents, you can tell any parent that you know. Now it's very normal to feel concerned about immunization pain. Your baby feeling pain during immunization and after, and how to deal with it. So I'll be sharing expert tricks on how to deal with this pain. So stay good and let's get started. So we have the pre-vaccination preparation. What do I mean? What to do before the vaccination. Now I may be using the vaccination and immunization interchangeably. Both of them just related as the same in this context. Immunization is actually a process of introducing an agent into the body to immunize the body, to protect the body against some diseases for prevention. But in immunization, it may not take place immediately. It can take maybe like 2 weeks or thereabout. Vaccination is just the process by which these vaccines get into the body. Before vaccination, that is the pre-preparation. The very important, schedule the immunization or the vaccination when the baby is most relaxed, and this can be achieved usually after feeding the baby. When you feed the baby, they are peaceful, they're not cranky. By cranky I mean they're not irritated, they're not crying easily. When you have done this, there is every tendency of your baby cooperating, and the discomfort associated with vaccination, it will be reduced. Why is this so? There is this saying that goes that a hungry man is an angry man. So if your baby has not eaten or your baby is hungry and you want to vaccinate this baby, there's every high tendency that your baby may not like the process or may not cooperate as your baby should. Then another thing you can do is wearing a loose-fitting clothing for your baby is also very, very important. So these are what you need to put into consideration. Why is that so? It is going to allow for easy access when the nurse or the healthcare provider would want to immunize your baby, want to inject your baby with a vaccine. It's going to allow for easy access. Then another thing is that it will also enable to regulate the body temperature to allow you to monitor the baby closely. Then it's also going to bring comfort. When the clothes is tight, it will give that kind of comfort that the baby will need. So those are the things you need to put in place. Then also create a calming environment. You can do this by bringing toys. You can play, some soothing music for the baby before the immunization. So during immunization, right, you need to hold your baby close to you. So we call it the cradle position. You carry your baby close to you. It enables bonding and reassuring the baby that I'm here for you. That kind of feeling. You can also breastfeed the baby during this part if your baby can tolerate it. Yes, you can. Breastfeeding the baby will actually take the baby's mind off the pain. The other thing you can do is you can distract them with toys. Babies are easily distracted. That's why a baby is crying now and the next moment the baby is laughing. You've distracted the baby. So you can distract them with toys. This is also what we did in the pre. So it's also very important during the immunization. Get those toys. You can put cartoon, for them, something that they can be listening to. Yeah, put it for them. It's going to bring a calming atmosphere for them. So another thing you can do is you can speak calmly and reassuring. You may be wondering, can the baby hear me? Can the baby? Of course, yes, it is very necessary. If you remember during delivery or during labor when the baby came, it is always encouraged that you start breastfeeding, right? So they can start bonding with your baby. So the same way, tell the baby, this might be painful, but just for a while, it's for good actually. Those times, just speak to your baby and look at the baby, hold the baby close to you. All these things can ease off the immunization pain. And remember I talked about the position. I said you can also breastfeed. Babies that can tolerate it helps a lot. Yes, I've witnessed that a lot in the clinic. Even you give the vaccination, and when you vaccinate the baby, you give the shots, the baby will just like jerk and then the baby is breastfeeding. So like something is happening, but they can't really say this is what is happening. So you've distracted them. They're supposed to cry or they just cry a little and then there's breast milk. So all those things can actually help to ease for you and the baby too. Now, after vaccination, breastfeed. Okay, it's a process you don't even need to miss. Breastfeed the baby. After that, this helps a lot. Then your nurse or pediatrician may prescribe a pain relief medication for your baby, and this is totally okay. It's very okay. Now, not all the babies may need this. it depends on the vaccine involved. I know there are some vaccines like the pentavalent, those ones that are usually painful, especially if you get it in the local form, not the branded ones. If you can relate to what I'm saying, those ones can be very painful. So usually prescribe maybe paracetamol or ibuprofen to help with the pain. And not just pain, no, there are other things like fever, there's swelling. So you need to give something to the baby to ease off the pain. This process is very, very necessary. Then also remember to monitor the child closely. Yes, monitor for any form of side reactions or adverse one. And usually we advise after 24 hours. If symptoms persist, right, your baby is still feeling much pain. Of course, there will still be pain, but not as previously, or there's fever and the rest of it. Please, you bring the baby to the hospital so that the baby will be reassessed, whatever measure that needs to be taken. If after 24 hours every other thing is still on the increase, very important, bring the baby back to the hospital. Then give a baby a warm bath, or the essence of all this is to bring about relief for the baby that has been vaccinated. Yeah, vaccination is not so sweet experience. It's just that why we have to do it is that we look at the benefits and then the little ones. So pain is something we can deal with. At least it's not like we're dealing with it forever. Give the baby a warm bath is to give a soothing feel. Then remember to monitor the baby closely after the vaccination. Please, this process is very, very necessary. You don't need to overlook it. If after 24 hours the pain is still increasing, maybe there's swelling, there's fever that keeps going high, please take the baby back to the hospital for prompt attention. So it is important to know that distraction is an important technique in this very process. Babies are easily distracted. We've said that before. That's why we advise that you create an environment that will enable that for the baby to be distracted easily. So what works for baby A may not work for baby B. That's to say, what works for your baby may not work for another baby. So everybody has individual differences, preferences. So as time goes on, you know what works for your baby and what doesn't work for your baby. And very importantly, also know that the positive benefits are what we are looking at. That's why you're even doing this in the first place. Feel free to ask questions, for clarifications. Please feel free to reach out to your nurse or your pediatrician. Okay, everyone is here for you. We are all here for you. Please feel free to ask whatever you do not understand, or a particular vaccine your baby is taking, you want to know why. Feel free to ask those questions. Remember, the benefit of vaccinating your baby outweighs the side effects, including pain that your baby may be experiencing at the point in time. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share your experiences, your concerns in the comment section. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.